DA Chief Whip Natasha Mazzone is expected to lay criminal charges against EFF leader Julius Malema. That's in connection with Malema's controversial tweets in response to a protest by farmers in Senekal in the Free State last week. Now, Athi Mtongana has the details. She's tracking that story for us live from Cape Town Police Station this morning. And in fact, Athi, it's not just Julius Malema that's at issue here. It's also MP Nazir Paulson.
That's correct, Michelle. In fact, I just want to begin by quoting verbatim what Natasha Mazzone is saying regarding this issue in their statement. Open quote, "It is time that Julius Malema and his gang of thugs face accountability of their actions and utterances. It is time that the Minister of Police and the President of the country makes their voices heard. The DA will not rest until this happens." Close quote. Now that gives you an indication already, Michelle, what Natasha Mazzone will be doing here exactly this morning. And like you've mentioned, to lay those criminal charges not only against the EFF leader and Member of Parliament Julius Malema, but of course Western Cape EFF MP Nazir Paulson. Because following Malema's post, Nazir also posted a tweet which the DA quotes him saying, "Get ready." They, in their statement, the Democratic Alliance pointed out to a tweet by Julius Malema that he tweeted on Wednesday, which quoted him saying, "Magwala acheche," loosely translated as "cowards move at the back." Shortly after that, the DA says, Malema then went on further to post a picture of a gun machine, and then Nazir Paulson also at the back of that also subsequently posting a picture of a gun saying "get ready." And so today the Chief Whip of the Democratic Alliance, Natasha Mazzone, will be here at the Cape Town Police Station to lay criminal charges. They want the Minister of Police, Bheki Cele, to investigate this. They say that Malema and Paulson are inciting violence. They're saying these posts come at the back of the farm protests that took place in Senekal. Now, if you may recall, Michelle, farmers there were protesting over the death of a farm worker, and they stormed a court where they damaged court property as well as vandalizing a police vehicle, and South Africans were outraged over the fact that no one was arrested at that point in time. So at the back of that story, Michelle, with the farm workers protesting in Senekal, now you see the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters posting a gun, and then the DA coming out to say, well, that's inciting violence, and that's exactly what South Africa does not need right now in terms of racial divide and racial tension. They also want President Cyril Ramaphosa to also condemn this act, and they also want Parliament, Michelle, to also investigate. Remember, both Malema and Paulson are members of Parliament, and they want the DA, they want Parliament to investigate these posts and to actually probe whether or not it is actually what they say it is in terms of it's inciting violence, Michelle.
So, Athi, I'm on Julius Malema's verified Twitter account here, and you're absolutely right. The photograph of that machine gun is pinned to his Twitter account, and the last thing that he's retweeted is a tweet from someone else saying, "When is the DA opening a case against the criminals who stormed the court and burnt the police car?" Of course, referring to the protest action outside the Senekal Magistrates Court last week. Aside from what we're seeing on social media, Athi, any other response from the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF or the party itself?
We're looking forward to hearing from the EFF, Michelle, to hear what their response is to this issue. We know the DA is known to lay charges whenever they find that there is something they find a problem with. So in this instance, the EFF hasn't said anything, and as far as their social media pages are concerned, or even an official statement from the Economic Freedom Fighters. We're yet to hear how they'll respond to this particular incident, to how Natasha Mazzone coming coming here to lay charges, and what the EFF CIC will say in as far as these criminal charges are concerned, and in as far as wanting Parliament, even Parliament, to be involved to come and investigate this matter. We're yet to hear, of course, from Parliament. We will be speaking to them to ask them whether they will actually be taking this forward, as the DA has put forward, saying that they want Parliament to also investigate this matter. So it will be interesting what the EFF says in response, and it will also be very interesting to hear what the Minister of Police says, because they've actually asked the Minister of Police to investigate. They've also asked the President to investigate, and as well as Parliament to investigate. So it will be interesting to hear what all these parties have to say in response to the DA wanting charges, criminal charges in particular, to be laid against Julius Malema and Nazir Paulson, saying that they're inciting violence in South Africa, saying they are calling on warfare, particularly racial warfare, Michelle, following that incident that took place in Senekal.
And certainly the President's response in some way this morning in his weekly newsletter, the President saying that he's calling on South Africans to unite as racial tensions continue to escalate in the country. Athi, thanks very much for that update. Athi Mtongana is live to us there outside the police station in Cape Town, where the DA's Natasha Mazzone will be laying those charges against both Julius Malema and Nazir Paulson.